All right. Here we are back again in day 3 of the U.S. Open 1 pocket. We've got a premier match, be Alex Pagulayan versus Shane VanBoening. This is race to 4. It's a race to 4 on the winner side, race to 3 on the loser side. This is for the hot seat match. They're both undefeated. And we're at Windsor Locks, Connecticut, playing out of Pool Table Magic, which is a really cool little room. Playing on 10 Gold Crown 1s and 2s. There's a total of 14 tables in the room. Elevated seating, very clean, excellent food. 3 minutes from the airport, and you walk across the street to the hotel. Can't beat it. The whole thing is brought to you by CSI, CueSports International, Pool Table Magic, Tiger Cues, OBQs, Aramith balls, and Simonis cloth. And we appreciate their sponsorship and suggest everybody support those that sponsor the game. I think everybody's familiar with who Mr. Shane VanBoening is, and everybody knows who Alex Pagulayan is. Many consider Alex the finest one-pocket player in the world, and a lot of people consider him the best all-around player in the world. So he's a monster. So we should see some explosive firing today. In the booth today is Tommy Karabatsos. He's kind of a fixture around Chicago area. So how you doing, Tommy?
Hey, Mark. Good to be here.
Yep. And you played in the you're playing in the straight pool.
I came to play in the straight pool. We're having a players meeting today at 6 p.m. and starting tonight.
Oh, there's a nice little shot.
Kick back.
Yeah, and
Stop the cue ball.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of finesse from these guys. Alex has I think he plays a better game than Shane, but Shane shoots so damn straight. And the first guy, they're both have such power and such control.
The shot that Alex shot was safety attached to it. You want to play your most aggressive defensive shot when you're playing one pocket.
Yeah, I always use the term risk reward. You have to have a balance. Can't go for a risky shot if there's no reward. But we had some good support out of the Chicago area. John Lavin from Red Shoes, great supporter. They had a qualifier there. In fact, Schuyler won the straight pool qualifier.
Yeah, Tyler's he's a good young player.
Oh yes, yeah, and he's got the right attitude. He's treats the sport with respect. So.
And he's a student of the game. You have to be a student of the game to get better.
Yeah. So hopefully he'll be on the scene for many, many years to come. I'm going to jump off of here in a couple minutes, and we're going to have Peter Gostein from Florida helping to announce.
He hit the low side of the 5. He wanted to hit the high side and come up table, but the ball bounced out for him. Never ceases to amaze me how a short guy like this can reach every shot.
Wait till you see him on a snooker table. He's got to be the shortest guy playing the game. And I know he's run centuries. I don't think he's run the full 147, but he may have. He's just so extremely talented, and he doesn't even really apply himself to pool. He'll play it part-time.
A slow spin, try to maybe bump the 5, and he was able to get around. It doesn't look like anything goes here unless that 4 ball.
Yeah.
You can see. I don't think he has a pocket on the 7. It might be half a pocket.
That's all he needs. These pockets are a little more generous than, say, a diamond table. There's nothing wrong with them. They're staying about 4 3/4 pockets. The humidity seems to have the mugginess. These play a little bit slower than I think they're used to.
The speed of the cloth, it's a little slower.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to maybe go rail first off the 2 ball and try to drop down table. Or shoot a combo. If you can put a ball by your hole.
He might do the 1-4 and drag the cue ball behind the 9-14.
Yeah, he went into the 4. And,
okay, he just... Nice, simple shot. Sometimes simple is better, I know when you get to... If you're not the top flight, you get a mid-speed or even weaker player, you lose way more games than you win. And that a lot of times come from your imagination is a little bit wilder than your abilities. So you keep things nice and simple, and you usually come out better.
There's nothing too complicated. Just put them behind the balls.
Yeah. This is a $5,000 added tournament, 16 players. First place pays $4,000. And in the one pocket, it's a $10,000 added tournament. And
the straight pool.
Straight pool, I'm sorry, yeah. I'm sorry, yes, the straight pool, which does start tonight. The finals of the straight pool are Thursday at noon. We'll be announcing the schedule as soon as we do the draws. It's round robin. We'll have 2 rounds today. And then tomorrow, I believe, we start around noon. Could be 11. I'll get confirmation of that later on. And we really appreciate everybody that did play in the event. Turnout was a little disappointing. A lot of factors there. But first time we've done some events like this in the East Coast. A lot of conflicting events. But we're here to stay.
Just try to roll them behind the 5 here. And if you could freeze to the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of beautiful shots. These guys do make it look simple.
I was in Chicago when Efren learned how to play straight pool. He didn't know the game. I mean, one pocket. He didn't know the game at all. And he played Freddie Bednavegna, who was about 3 balls under Grady Matthews, who was playing as good as anybody them days.
Yeah.
In 1986. And Freddie played him even. First day, the next day, Efren gave him a ball. The next day, Efren gave him 2 balls. The next day, Efren was giving him the same spot Grady was giving him.
Yeah.
And Freddie was funny because he would say, man, I can't shoot this shot. I got a shot. I don't want to shoot it because if I show him it, he'll do it to me perfect every time after. It was hilarious. He was serious, too. I can't show him this shot.
My experience with Efren was, it had to be about 92 or 3. There was the $10,000 match, Efren versus Grady at Hard Times. That was my $10,000 they were playing for, and it was hilarious. They were playing race to 15, and Grady wins the lag, breaks, makes a ball, and runs out. Scores 1-0. You know what the score after 2 days was? 15-1.
Wow.
Yeah, it was ugly, but Efren he never made an error. So he beat Grady 15 games in a row.
He's just trying to... he's just trying to...
Yeah. You'll see some intentional fouls at times.
Yeah, I think we would have been better off getting closer to the pocket on that. Yeah, it looks like he can get past the side if he shoots the 10. But you might hit it just a little fuller and play it off to 14 and try to get behind the 1. This way you don't take no chances of scratching or doing something.
Ball count is Alex 4, Shane VanBoening 0.
Played Shane VanBoening in the World Straight Pool Tournament last year in the preliminary 100-point matches, and I got one shot and he ran 100 out on me, and I told him after the match, I go, "You should have let me shoot. You would have learned something."
And we were just talking. We asked him what his high run was, which you witnessed, and it was 303 on a practice table. Okay, I'm going to jump out, and Peter Ghostine is going to jump in, so give us half a second here.
In case people don't know Peter, he's been playing in this one pocket event. He finished in the money, the top 6. Very knowledgeable player from what I saw. So we're in for a little bit of a treat here.
Thanks, Tom.
Hello, Peter. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
What do you think of these guys?
Oh my God. Alex is,
Well, a lot of
in my
firepower.
opinion, the best one pocket player in the world. In my opinion, and the opinion of many. His pattern play is amazing. The way he runs 8 and out. The pattern reminds me, is reminiscent of the old school straight pool players. A lot of simplicity, hit and stop, break, nudge a
ball here,
and there,
open up
the balls.
And then he banks so good too.
He does everything great.
There's no weaknesses.
And on top of that, he's a super nice guy. When I was at the Derby, he came down and hollered to everybody who wanted to play some, and nobody stood up. He played me $20 a game for 4 hours. It was the best highlight of my trip down there. I lost to him in the first round, 4-2.
That's pretty good showing against this guy.
Yeah.
He didn't win any games.
I had a chance to tie it 3-3, but I blew it. He played great.
When I get a chance, I always ask a good one-pocket player, if you had to tell someone just starting playing one-pocket one thing about the game, what would you tell them?
You got to have more patience than anyone that you know. You have to have patience, and you have to be very cerebral.
It's a thinking man's game, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You got to know your opponent, what he's good at. If he's a good banker,
Right.
you try not to leave him a bank.
You have to also be able to run balls, because you can't win a game without, making 8 balls. You can't just keep ducking and playing safeties.
Not against real good players.
No.
I asked Chris Gentile from Chicago, a great one-pocket player, that same question. And he told me, try to think of what your opponent's going to answer the shot with.
Right. In other words, he's playing more than, he's not one-dimensional. He's thinking 2 or 3 moves ahead. In other words, if you think of a particular move, you have to also think of what the response to that move is going to be. So, yeah, he's right. It's kind of like chess, right? Beginner, intermediate, advanced.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people compare it a little bit with one pocket to chess. I asked another player, and he told me, shoot your most aggressive defensive shot.
Right.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, it's interesting you say that. I live in South Florida, and I occasionally spar with Tom Worth, who wrote a book recently on one pocket. It's called One Pocket, A Game of Controlled Aggression. And that summarizes it to you, basically. You got to take a shot that's controlled from an aggression standpoint and still look smart and defensive in case you miss the shot.
When you get behind the balls like this,
Mm-hmm.
Your opponent a lot of times leaves you behind your own balls in your pocket. What's the idea there? Try to leave them leave your balls near the pocket, or sometimes you gotta shoot them away. I see so many different things.
Well, right here, for example, a lot of people are reluctant to move a ball on their side away, because a safe shot here would be to shoot the 10 and leave the cue ball there. I personally would like to go 2-rail, take a foul, and stick them on those 3 balls by the spot, on the spot.
So when you take that 1 ball penalty, if you can put yourself in a powerful position.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't think twice about that. Take 1 ball, two fouls, as many fouls as required, but not 3 consecutive, of course. And here he did something similar, but he did a more aggressive version of it, and it was a phenomenal shot.
Yeah, I think when he knows he's playing somebody like Alex and he's a shooter, that he's got to
Right.
Shoot at Alex, because that's his best chance.
Right. So your game is straight pool, huh?
Yeah, I've run over 200 balls before.
That's awesome. When I started playing pool, I was in college in upstate New York, Syracuse, and I lived right across the street from Arthur Granfield.
Wow.
And I started going to the pool room with him, and he taught me straight pool. I love straight pool, but I haven't broken a 100-ball run yet.
We're from the same school. I learned from Dallas West, from Rockford, Illinois, and great Hall of Fame pool player. And used to go once a week to Rockford and play for 3 years. It was like clockwork, It was more a shooting lesson. We would just play for 4 or 5 hours.
Right.
And, he would run 50, and then he'd run 100, and he's run 300 a couple times practicing with me. And, I had no idea what I was watching at the time.
Right. Yeah, I learned a lot of lessons from Babe, life lessons, too. He was an unbelievable gentleman.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer, and that's what I heard about him, too, that he's a gentleman player,
Superb.
Great player.
And let me tell you, the first time I met him, it was at a Brunswick bowling alley. There were like 30 tables. And an old man was running balls like there was no tomorrow. And I actually witnessed a 200-ball run from him. He was 73 years old.
Wow.
After having had a triple bypass surgery. It was just amazing. But anyways,
nice cross-corner bank, get behind the balls. It looks like the 11 can go.
the 11 can go. I don't know if there's future in it unless
that
7 will, if he hits the 13 hard, the 7 is going to break up these 2 balls.
He's going to draw it softly and play for the 9 or the 7.
9, right. Yep, like that.
You figure to get one of those 2 balls depending on how you did the carom.
Right.
Yeah, these guys are playing a lot of straight pool now. Little Alex and Shane.
I haven't played it in 15 years. I'm tempted to stay and play. It depends on my schedule. But I'm going to have the luxury to watch you when others play.
A nice little breakout. The combination looked like it was possible, but he had a nice angle to just go into him.
Right.
Now here he might draw into the bottom of the 4 ball, but no, you're better off staying away from it.
No need to.
You just got to make sure you get an angle to get back up table.
He's got enough balls to get out. Enough balls open. And if he gets in trouble, he can bank the 5 and hide behind the 4 in case he does, but I don't think he will.
4 more balls, get on the 13 or
9. 9 run to the 1, and then either the 1 or the 13, probably the 13.
Yeah, you always try to get on the high ball. If you can draw back for the 12
For the 12, I would definitely
he might do
that.
that.
The angle,
And a lot of times just subtly, you get that little inch, where you can go for the 12 instead of bumping the 1 ball. So.
Right.
And that was just for practice. He's trying to bump the 5.
Well, he definitely negotiated that rack pretty nicely.
Yeah, that cross-corner bank was the opening and got behind the balls.
That's the thing is that, Alex jumped up to a lead, and once you do that, your first priority is to move balls up table because something's going to happen. It's going to give the other guy an opening.
You hit that break a little bit full there.
Yep.
Missed the head ball, I think. Just slightly nipped it.
So what's your height run, Tom?
I ran a witness 204-ball run at Amsterdam Billiards, and I was practicing with Dallas West, and Steve Mizarek was watching. So I got to do it in front of my 2 favorite straight pool players.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
And I might have ran more than that practicing. I think I ran about 20 racks. But
That's phenomenal.
Sometimes I miss and keep shooting, so
Right.
I might have missed early in the 40s. I didn't miss at the end.
That's great.
But that was a long time ago.
I don't think I've
back
broken
in the
70
80s.
or 80 balls. That's the biggest run I've ever had. And I think I'm going to start playing it again.
The key to straight pull is the break shot, being able
That's
to
right.
transition from rack to rack.
Right.
If you can't hit a break shot or make it and get a shot, your high run's going to be 15 balls.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important to be able to.
Let me tell you, that was an effective break, even though he broke bad. And
He's got him behind balls. Got a couple balls near his pocket.
I don't know if he can hit that 10. And even if you put some on the bottom rail, it's not going to be an effective safety.
Because he can bank the ball
Right.
across the corner. So this is the time, I think, when you got to move a little bit in one pocket and maybe try to drive some balls away.
Some people right here might elect to, pick a ball in the stack and just freeze them on the back of the stack, but on the wrong side, of course, and that wouldn't be an effective shot. The 15's there to be banked.
Okay. Yeah, you'd have to freeze them on the 11 and take away the 15
right.
if you did something like
Exactly.
that. But if he does bank that, he might be able to hit the 3 over. Looked like the combo was going on.
Right. He's going to still shoot that 10 anyways. He thinks that it's the...
he
might freeze him on the 5-8 here or something. Just a benign type of safety. Because I'm telling you, if he follows...
Another guy told me that when you get in a real tough spot like this, to try to think of 3 different shots.
And pick the best one.
And pick the best one.
Actually, Tom Worth tells me to do that every single time. But that's a little hard.
Kind of monotonous.
That's not bad, but...
Yeah, he took away the 15.
He took away the 15. He can't cut the 5, or I don't know if he can play
He
the
might be able to combo
combination.
the 1, but...
Yeah, he might have the combination. I don't know.
When he's that close, spin the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You can put a little right-hand English and hold up the cue ball.
The best thing to do, if he doesn't have the combination, just roll on top of the 5 and just leave it there. Leave it there.
Just take the foul?
Yeah, take the foul. I would take it in a heartbeat if I don't have the combination. It's the best spot on the table for him. But he's acting as if the combo is there.
Oh, yeah, it's there.
Yeah.
With a little bit of spin, you're able to control it. You bank the 15, or you cut the 12, you hit the 9, you're going up table, or you miss the 9.
2 things you can do here. If you can sense that 12 and come back and play the 8 and break the stack, that's a possibility. The other one that I personally like is bank the 15 into the 8 with low right English, send the cue ball up table, drive the 8 towards the hole.
Yeah, the guys in Chicago would definitely bank the 15.
Right.
Guys like Eichen.
And look at what he did. He did what we didn't even think of.
Just super control, rolled it in and bumped the 2 ball.
Mm-hmm.
If you got that kind of control, God bless you.
He split the wicket there. He just cut the ball and went in between the 9 and the 3. That's how good he is.
Yeah, but he missed the 9. If you hit the 9, it might...
Didn't carry him off.
It still would have been okay.
Right, if you hit the top
speed.
of it, yeah.
So he's got the feel for how much English the cloth's going to grab on a shot like that. And you got to hit the shot full. If you would overcut it, you want to get your results.
Now, don't you feel that one pocket is sort of a version of straight pull? There's a lot of straight pull.
When you get here, you got to know how to bump that 6.
Right.
You don't want to hit the 2 ball here.
It's definitely.
You roll up, you hit it soft to make sure he gets a shot at the 9.
Right.
This is a little tricky. The 9, you're running into the 13, 14.
Right.
Or 10 ball, I think it is, with the 13.
Well, he's gonna definitely shoot the ball here, but I'd start thinking about, okay, what's my next shot?
He's going to hit it
He's
with a
gonna-
lot of inside English. I don't know if that 11 ball goes, but
Well, look what he did. That's
bump to 13.
yeah, that's what I would have done here, but I would have been scared too.
He had a good,
It's
he
a
hit
concern,
a good,
not scared, of course. But I mean, like, okay, am I gonna get a next shot?
He hit it perfect. If he doesn't get a double kiss, he's on the ball.
Right.
But now what?
Now he's not
Play
liking his position here, of course, because most of the balls are in play for Shane, and
You just roll it here and try to stay on the 7 rather than try to put it by your pocket.
is the 2 that straight there, or is it straight into the rail or into the pocket? I don't know.
It looks like a little off where if you hit it absolutely perfect,
Yeah,
you
I
might get to a rail.
I definitely didn't even like that last shot. I was gonna pick something else. You know what he can do here is kick the 7 with right English.
And drop down to where the 4 is.
Right. That's one possibility. Coming off the 4, he might leave a bank. Oh, look what he did. He just cleared the balls
Cleared
up
a
table.
few
Yeah.
balls.
That's definitely
He's
the
got a
best shot.
5-1 lead. I mean, 5-0 lead.
Right, and that's what we were talking about earlier, is that once you have a lead, send the balls up table. That's the best move. I mean, that's the ultimate move right here for him. Now, he's going to probably shoot the 10, try to leave the cue ball behind the 13.
Yeah, if that 4 ball would have been in a better position, you can bank it by your pocket and leave the guy the combination in his pocket. But that's way too off angle for that.
Some people would bank that and play the cue ball to rail into the 2-6-11. Because it's a thin, relatively thin bank, being that close to the rail. They don't have to necessarily make it, of course, but
Yeah, if he was a little bit off the rail, he might.
I would definitely be looking at banking the 10 ball past the 13 and put the cue ball behind the 13 here.
Yeah, I noticed when you were playing, you did that stuff pretty well. Huh? A lot of times it's hard to shoot a ball into the rail with control. We're so used to shooting balls in the pocket, we want to shoot that 10 in the side instead of hitting it full.
Right.
So you got to have a lot of discipline and, they hit the ball straight into the rail.
Because there's a lot of nudging and safety play in one pocket, what I try and do is imagine I'm actually shooting every single ball as if I'm trying to make it with that same attitude. Instead of playing with the wrist, I just put a full stroke on the ball as much as possible. I don't try to nudge balls. Or I try not to be lazy.
That's
what I'm
to
trying to
rail
say.
bank there.
That's a beautiful shot. But I personally would have still liked the safety. Now those balls are out of play. He's concerned about that. Had he played the safety behind the 13,
locking him up would have been a little bit stronger, especially if you would have gotten to the high side of the 13.
Now, right now, Alex, the last thing he wants to do is break up the 6-11 or the 15-10, because nothing is in play except the 2-14.
Yeah, it looks like he can bank the 7 and can see it, but holding it up and not selling out is.
But exactly, it's not a free shot. It's not a free shot. Now, what he's going to do is roll on top of the 10-15.
Behind the ball.
They'll still be out of play. And
he might bank the 13 if he has an angle to get back.
He's 5 balls ahead, though. He's not in any rush. He will definitely shoot that, yeah. Here we go. Still asked, though. Well, the 10 is in play now. Of course, the 7-10 is in play, but it'll be hard to get there.
Yeah. Would you ever kick at the 6 ball with the 2 over there?
Heck no chance. No chance. I'll kick at anything here. You know, he's going to roll on top of those balls. He's going to keep the cue ball there. That's that's the only thing he can do without risking something. If he can see the 11,
yeah, he can,
and carry him into the 2 and move the 6 to his side, but it's not an effective shot now that I'm thinking about it. No. It's not productive, and it will give Alex more options. That's the only thing he can do right now.
Is there any way you want to get behind a certain ball? Like, is there a certain angle you want to leave him, or it doesn't really matter?
Those 2 balls that he nudged right now, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what he's trying to protect. But at that point, no, I don't think there's anything. Any particular angle that's going to favor him.
He's looking at the kick, maybe.
He might just nudge the 15 and put him on the bottom rail here. Just like that's simple. As simple as it can be.
This is a part of the game that you got to have the patience you were talking about.
Yeah, no doubt. And by the way, we're sitting here looking at one perspective of the table. They're seeing a lot more angles than we are. So they see things we don't necessarily see from up here. Because you got to walk around the table almost every time, just like in straight pool too, right? You got to look at what's dead, what's not, what the options are. Cranfield one time hit me with a stick on snap and hit me on the legs for not walking around and looking at my options.
Yeah, the worst thing you can do in straight pool is get lazy. You have to keep thinking, and look. So many options present themselves every time you shoot that you have to see the...
Now, what Alex is trying to do here is defend the 13. It's a crucial shot for him. He doesn't want to put Shane in a position where he can bank that 13. It's a big asset for Alex, and look what he did. Now, the 2 cannot be made unless you're straight in on it. And what he did with that is, of course, protected the 15-10. There's nothing he can do here. As far as these balls are concerned, again, he can kick at the 10, and he might do that. I would probably do that. But then he's a lot more creative than I am. He might see something I'm absolutely not seeing.
Yeah, you would never want to go off the 6 and just leave it on the short rail.
Nah. Because the 6, 11, 13 are out of play right now. The only thing he can do with the 13 is bank it. And he want to keep it out of play because Shane cannot run 7 balls. He needs 8. He can't run 8 unless he opens up these balls. What Shane might do here is he nudges the 15 and leaves him up table, straight in on the 2, or at a slight angle, so that he wouldn't go for it. He might do that.
Yeah, he's got to do something aggressive, too.
And that's what he's doing. Put him back in play, maybe leave himself a combination. And, put put him on the 4. Yeah, that's a very good shot.
Yeah, he left him the big angle.
Yeah. Now I think Alex will do the same thing now.
Just
Kick the back of the 10.
Yeah, when you kick shots like this, are you kicking just center ball, high English?
I center ball high English. Or what he's doing now, taking the 14 out of play. Banking it back up table like that. Put him on the bottom rail.
Yeah, he's taking away Shane's run-out opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
We're down to 4 players in the tournament. Brandon Schuff and Corey Duell are going to be playing. The winner of that match will play the loser of this one. They play at 2 p.m.
I gotta be rooting for Brandon as my road partner, per se. Here, if there's no double kiss, and I don't think there is, I would just bank the 8 to cross bank the 8. Or it's a straight back, really, the technical term for these long banks, right?
Yep.
And I would lay the cue ball on the top rail. That's the shot I like. Simple.
Isn't there a kiss in the shot? Or?
I don't think there is. I'm looking at it from my perspective. That's the only thing that would keep me from doing it. He can also do that with a 14 and not necessarily shoot it.
Try to make him. Just put him by the first diamond there.
Exactly. And come around the 8 and put him on the top rail.
Yeah, I think I would do that.
That's what I would do.
He's banking the 4.
Is he? That would be super aggressive.
Yeah, he's just rolling onto the 4.
He did something similar, but look what happened. And that happened to me, too, one time.
Might have rolled off a little bit.
Yeah. I shot a ball at that speed to make my opponent's ball in the hole, and I ended up with a full hit scratch behind it. Ever since then, I just started hitting them with authority and draw and just hit and stop the cue ball.
Much harder to execute, but if you do execute, you're not taking any chances of anything rolling off.
Right. Well, sometimes you're again on a rail trying to do that. Yeah, I hit it rail first and ended up with a full ball hit.
So where in Florida are you?
South Florida, Palm Beach area.
Okay.
It's where pool goes to die, if you ask me.
Got a friend of mine who's got a pool room in Fort Myers. And
yeah, there's more pool on that side of the state.
It's dead
what
center.
A beautiful shot. What a beautiful shot. Now, personally, I would shoot the 13-6 and lay the cue ball on the bottom rail. 6 come off the bottom rail towards the second diamond.
You want to shoot the 11 and bank it back up table.
If that's available too, yeah. That's an option. Either one, 11 or 13-6. He wouldn't do the 13-6 because actually he could. Now look what happened here. He might have a free bank, but I don't think he can cue comfortably on that. But he's Shane. He's not me. He can do it.
Yeah, can't make position here.
I like the 13-6, because I put the 6 on my side of the table. 13 stays there, cue ball on the bottom rail. I preferred the other option, personally. But what the hell do I know? He's the one playing.
And shoot the bank. Get a draw back for the combination, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, we knew that. We just didn't want to ruin the suspense for the people at home.
Exactly.
He's going to cut it in and go 2 rails, stay on the 15. I went all the way for the 7. I'm surprised he didn't go for the 14. Like Ephraim might get on the 14 ball there. And
it might be a little too much to ask from the, but right here he can do the 7, 15, then come back for the 14, right?
Yeah,
he might, as good as he plays, he might draw and
get the back balls.
Yeah.
No,
I would take those.
He's just going to roll it in with a little left-hand English.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that. Those are guaranteed shots.
Came up a little short and straight.
You think he's got the angle to draw all the way up and go for the 13?
He can create the angle, by force drawing it.
Right.
But
I agree.
That's what he's going to do. Because he's Shane.
Yeah. He tried for the 13.
Hit a little too hard.
And
But I like the way he hit it. He didn't put any English on it. A lot of times guys spin the ball there just to watch it spin.
Right.
And it's so hard to control your speed when you do that.
He's got the 13. And I suspect he's going to cinch it
shot.
and try set up for a bank on the 11. No, just trying to make it.
He tried to cinch it and leave the cue ball on the end rail. Well, he's got a spotted ball, but scores 6-3.
All right, so
Shane did a little bit of work there with that cross corner.
what do you think? Alex gets aggressive here and banks the 13. It's too much to. He'd be vulnerable if he didn't make it.
It's a
He's
game
gonna have to. He's gonna have to make it and draw. Like
draw
that.
back, make a free shot out of it.
Exactly.
A lot of guys would bank that and stay for the
Stay
7.
there, yeah.
But if you miss it, you're banking the 7 cross corner.
Exactly. You're just taking a free shot at it, and that's it. 7, 2 rail towards his side, but don't do much with it. Don't try to make it. He might leave him a bank if he misses. He shoots like he's trying to make it.
Yeah, he's
trying to make it.
hard.
He's trying to make it. And he hit it hard enough to take the bank out of his.
He made it free, but he put it in play for Alex, or out of play for
Out
himself.
of play now for all of them, those 3 balls, except for the 11.
Yeah, that 13 might go in a combo if you get the right angle. Alex is trying to go off the 11 or something.
I think the 2-7 little froze. I don't think the bang of the combination is there.
No, it's a little bit of room.
Right. On these 5-inch pockets,
It's hard to get
anything is, well, that's a moot point now, but guess what? Bank.
Banks are coming.
I predict Alex would win this game here.
And the position's automatic.
Right.
Do you hit this bank with a little bit of left or a little bit of right?
Neither.
Just high ball?
Yeah. I mean, you can do it with either, but keep it simple and see what you want to do with the cue ball. I think he's putting a little bit of right. Yeah, he's straightening the angle a little bit. But he looks like he had it with center, right?
Yeah, the way it came up table, he just
center.
favored it, maybe a hair or right hand.
Right. I'm surprised he didn't make it.
It looks like the 7's lane where you can bank that ball across the table. Hit it up with the 11 toward your side, and maybe you get lucky. Can you foul off for the 13?
I think he's going to play the 7-11 here.
Yeah, he's going to try to cut the 11 cross corner. And he's playing shapes for the 13. The double kiss hurt, and he didn't get at the ball by his hole.
You know what he's looking at?
He's looking at drawing into the 13 for the billiard.
Yeah, because on these pockets, it's, almost automatic.
And when you hit the ball hard enough to draw back here, you got to be very accurate in hitting that ball just right.
And the next shot I thought would be the bank on the 7. Yeah, well, guess what?
He opened up a little bit, partially jacked up. Well, it's going to be difficult to get on the 14, I think.
I don't think Alex is too concerned, given that Shane needs all of the balls.
And he really doesn't, but that 13, you got counted for Alex. Whoops.
Yeah, well, he was playing. He
played for
took
the
his eye off of it, looking for the shape,
Yeah, he might have actually jumped up a little bit. And I think, what caused that, you're a little jacked up over the ball and, a little uncomfortable getting in your stance, maybe.
Of course.
Whenever you see a player like Shane miss a shot, a lot of times it has to do something with positioning or, something that he's doing to the cue ball. 1-1.
Let me tell you, it's rare that happens, but one thing I've done really well is break the ball in this tournament. Never had a bad break. The corner ball never gotten out of control on me. And what I did is I tried to hit the head ball a hair thicker than normal with tons of English and aggressive. Hit them hard.
Yeah, and you want to leave it right about there.
Perfect, huh? That's a good shot.
Yeah, it seems like it's a good cue ball. It's a little heavier than normal.
I think those are...
Plays more like a measle cue ball. We call it the Cyclops ball.
Is it? But what are these balls are what? They're not Cyclops. I know they're not. They're Super Aramith, I think,
Super
right?
Aramith, yeah.
Yeah. Those are Super Aramith balls. They play sweet. One thing I would do here, personally, and I don't know what Alex is just masse, make the 14 and hope I run into the 12. Take the 12 out of play. I mean, otherwise it's going to be a nightmare of a situation.
So you go rail first and hit an extra rail.
Yeah.
Get into the 12 ball.
12 and hopefully hit the 12 nicely to leave the cue ball on the 10. If everything works perfectly, But no matter what, I'm going to take that 12 out right now. I don't care what happens.
That's what he's looking at.
Yeah. You'd love to have that in a straight pull match, that 14 hanging there, right? But not where the cue ball is, of course. Here we go. Look at that. Perfect.
Nice call.
Perfect.
Yep. Yeah, everybody saw that one coming. Or maybe just the guy sitting next to me over here and Alex, Peter, you play a nice game of one pocket. I enjoyed watching
From up here. From up here, I play even better. But thank you. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to watching you play straight pull.
I'm old school straight pull player.
Well, that's the reason why I'm glad that I'm here till Friday evening. So I'm going to be watching a lot of straight pull.
I don't play a lot of pool anymore, but if I'm pocketing the balls, I feel I play as good as anybody. When the balls are going in the hole, I miss a little too much.
You can't be a 200-ball runner and not play as good as anybody. So, 200-ball run. You know what Arthur Cranfield used to tell me? He says, if you run one rack the right way, there's no reason why you can't run 2, 4, 6, 10 racks
Oh,
the
look
right
at this. A little bit of luck there, double kiss.
Did he make a ball? Or looking away, talking about straight ball?
Yeah, he was banking the ball 2 rails into the pocket, came back into the cue ball, and went into the corner, hit another ball. They kissed each other and went in.
You know, I don't know what he's looking at here. Maybe the 615. I personally would be looking for the 111 if I can do something with that. Bank the 11 towards my hole.
Yeah, he's got one track mind here. He's not looking up tables, so he must like this combo.
He must like it. Yeah, he must like it. Must be dead.
You draw back for the 5. You know, it's a nice little shot.
Except that if he doesn't make it, he might leave a bank on the 5. That's what I like.
Just staying there unless you're sure you can get back.
Oh, it was dead. It was dead. He wouldn't shoot it unless he was 100% sure that ball is gone.
Well, it's one thing. It's, you know, a lot of times we say dead ball, but really the shot is on, which means it can be made if you hit it right.
Right, right.
You know, so many people think, oh, the ball's dead, you can't miss it.
Right. Well, you can hit it and miss it.
Yeah, that's it's very rare, you know, that it's like that. You might hit a ball and throw it a little bit if you don't
Oh,
hit
my
it right.
God. I can't tell you how many times I've had one-pocket players with perfectly dead balls, frozen balls, pointing in the center of their pocket, but they're off angle. They can only hit one side of the ball or the other, and it throws it completely out of the pocket. And then they would sit there scratching their heads. How come it missed? What happened?
The greatest move I ever saw was in Chicago. This straight pool player, Wendell Weir. He was a great player. He finished second in U.S. Open in Mizrac one year. You know, give you an idea how he played. He's playing in a weekly tournament against John Wright. You know, he was a Cue salesman, and John was going to 40. Wendell was going to 160. Give you an idea of this.
See what he's looking at here? The 9-7 is on. He's looking to.
Here, the cue ball is the key. You know.
Yeah.
Very, very aggressive.
Like that. Ooh, it was a hair off. Just I could even tell from here it was a hair off.
The cue ball was brutal. It was perfect though. He played a nice cue ball.
Yeah.
But we had a dead ball. It looked like a dead ball in the stack. I mean, it looked absolutely wired.
Mm-hmm.
And he calls the ball, but Wendell knows it doesn't go. So he takes a full swing at it and just nicks the side of the cue ball. Cue ball moved 2 inches. And he goes, damn. You know, John Wright jumped up there and called the ball. Missed it by 2 diamonds.
Wow. Wow.
Because there was another ball moving it, you know, that he didn't see, you know, changing the carom.
Of course.
But he jumped up there, 5 ball. It was as quick as could be. So I've only seen it a couple times in a straight pool tournament where a player is baited into a shot like that.
Right.
Where they think it goes, and the guy's shaking his head like he's on the wrong side of the table or to make the shot or something.
Right, right.
It's always funny. Straight back. Do you stop or you draw all the way back?
He loved it. He loved it enough, but I was looking at it and say, okay, what if he misses it? Obviously, he's in a position where he needed, you know, he saw an opening, you know. It was a pretty good opening. You make 4, 5, 6 balls here.
Yeah, he feels he has to play
right.
Run out pool against Alex. And,
right.
You know, I don't play one pocket, but I've actually won a couple one pocket tournaments in Chicago because I run out. You know?
Right. You know how to run 8 and out.
And in a tournament situation, it's a short race to 3. You win the break. You know, whoever wins the break gets an extra break a lot of times. And, you know, just a short match. You can win a lot of times just playing aggressive like Shane just did.
I mean, I'm willing to bet that any one-pocket player can become, straight pool player can become a one-pocket player in a very short period of time compared to a rotation player because the similarities between the two games is uncanny. I mean,
he's kind of knocking them all at his side. They all came back to Alex's side.
right.
He's got the 7 and 5 balls to 3 lead.
He hit him a little too hard, but guess what? He's in control. You think he'll draw for the 8?
Yeah, I think that's probably your easiest ball. I mean, you can get on the 2 from here.
The 4, you mean? I think that's a 4, right? Purple.
It's a 4 ball.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, so you can get on those 2 balls. If he could have gotten to the side rail, he could have gotten on the 6, but, you know, they couldn't get past the side pocket. Or
he's playing the 4.
Look at that.
I don't know. Yeah, he's going to make that ball because he's Shane VanBoening. You know, I probably would have either played for the 8 or left the cue ball there and dealt with moving the 13-9 away. You know, been happy with 6 balls.
Yeah.
You know, but that's me. I don't have the sort of talent that this guy has.
It's called playing the percentages. You know,
Right.
and, you know, in the long run, I bet on the percentage player. You know, when you're in a long match.
I mean, you got to bet on Shane making this ball every single time.
It's just playing the cue ball down the table like that. That
That's
made
an
it a little
amazing
difficult.
shot, the way he shot it.
They're so good at that twice cross table shot, you know, to get position or to drop it down at end rail.
You know, yesterday I had all the balls by my hole, and I left one of them shots even more difficult for Corey.
Yeah, I saw it.
He drilled it. He drilled it.
He drilled it and had the cue ball safe, too.
Right. He
Little
suffocated
nudge.
me yesterday, to be honest with you. I felt good. I went home, you know, to my room, got a little bit of sleep, came back. I said, all right.
There were just a couple shots you shot that made the difference.
Yeah.
You know, like you made a lot of nice shots, and it seemed you always left them a little bit of air.
Right.
You know, that could have been a lot worse for him.
He made me uncomfortable, believe it or not. I was crying for oxygen.
Well, you never know what he's going to make. You know, they shoot so straight, you know, play nice position.
No matter what I did, he just figured something out. He said, I'm playing a nobody. I'm just going to freewheel. And then the 5-inch pockets, you know, they're going to shoot. Traditional play isn't very effective, you know, in certain situations.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, tournament 1 pocket is a lot different than matching up and playing all day.
Matching up, play all day on a double shimmed or a triple shimmed.
Exactly.
Because that's all I do. I never get on the table. It's anything less than double shimmed for 1 pocket. You want to be able to dig balls out of the hole, and you know, there's that aspect of the game too.
It's funny, but you know, the straight pool, you're going to see a lot of high runs with the big pockets, and it's not so much from a ball pocketing ability that allows you to do certain things, but that extra room in the pocket. You know, you got a ball near the rack, it goes all of a sudden. Where in a tight table, you didn't have half a pocket.
Yeah, you can't cheat the pocket. You can alter the angle.
I think it was reversed in 1 pocket where the tight table you could start, like you said, taking balls out of the pocket and doing more creative things with the game. Just going to roll up behind the 13 or try to make it.
Well,
Oops.
he's not going to like that, right?
I predict it's at least 6-6 after this inning.
Hey, listen, I go in half with you on that.
Yeah, it might be a safe bet. We'll get these 3 balls and
He's
maybe
gonna-
a few more.
And then he's going to try and play position for a bank on the 8, you know, or something.
Bank the 3 or the 8. But you'd rather take the 8 out of play if you bank the 3.
Yeah, bank the 8 this way. If you make it, you can bank the 3 or the 4 after that.
He's looking at possibly banking the 8 straight back instead of cross corner.
Right. That's a possibility as well. Absolutely. As good as he is, he might lay so perfect, he might be able to cut the 8.
Yeah, he might get behind it.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen some amazing things from this guy. He's very inspirational, too.
He's trying to bounce up for the cross corner.
Look at that.
You got to play the safe cue ball here.
He can bank the 4 and be safe. He can bank the
3 and draw back a little bit, or follow up when inside English.
It's a strange angle to bank on the. Oh no, it's a.
You said, well, hold it up.
He just straightened that bank beautifully. He straightened it out.
Yeah, you put him close to the ball like that, and he's dangerous. A chance.
All right, well, here, there's only one thing to do. Hit it with inside English, bank it towards his side, like that. And Alex can bank that 8 if he wants to, but things will just run wild a little bit.
Yeah, you don't figure to sell out if you can beat the scratch.
I would not go for it here, because he might leave him a cross bank on the 8. He might leave him a bank on the 4. Who knows? He's just gonna nudge he's gonna play the 8-4 here. Just drive the 8 towards the 4 gently. Oh my God! Look at me.
Try the 2-rail bank.
You know, that's the shot that I would have shot if I had needed 2 balls, and I was gonna bring that up. If I needed 2 balls, I would have done that, because the 8 could have.
You knock it in front of your pocket.
Exactly. You know, that shot I would not have played needing only 1 ball. But listen, man.
And that's the percentages that I was talking about.
Yeah. He didn't. But hey, it looked good. The 4 is out of play for Shane.
Yeah, but we make the 8 and clear the pocket. And this is a rail first. Kick it out.
Yeah.
You don't like to hit these with English, or sometimes you put a little inside to get the fuller hit. Oh, he was crossing it.
Yeah, he was crossing it. Actually, in some of them you have to hit with a lot of English. Because certain certain angles. Because once
spinning this ball in,
it comes off the rail with English, it gains a lot of speed, and then it really takes the ball away from the other guy's hole.
Alex just had 2 crazy aggressive shots.
No, I did not agree with those last 2 shots. I did not. And again, here I go in half with you.
I'm interested to see if he draws the side rail, just follows 2 rails. He's drawn. Oh, no, he's following. He just cues a little below center sometimes when he follows, and then he comes up. I think it's a sighting technique that he uses.
Oh, my God. We lost our bets. If I had ball in hand, whenever I have ball in hand with a spot shot, I draw. I just draw to the side rail. I never.
You might as well make a free shot out of it.
Yeah. And you feel more confident if, the nerves are getting you a little bit, hitting the ball harder.
Well, no more bets.
Listen, very surprised they missed that ball, of course. Two-1. Alex felt like he stole that game.
He did. He tried everything to give it up there. Dude, this 1 packet, sometimes even for a shooter, believe me, I know, start dunking and
Oh,
moving,
yeah.
and you lose your shooting eye for a shot or two.
Yeah, I like drawing that ball when it's available. But I think the angle he had to shoot it the way he had, you know, the way he shot it.
That's the funniest thing about it, because in 9-ball you wouldn't hesitate, to stroke it the way he did.
Right.
But in one pocket you got that added extra in the back of your mind that if I miss this, I sell out.
Whenever I have a shot like that, to just reduce the pressure on myself, what I do is I imagine there's another ball somewhere on the table and I'm playing position for it. So, imaginary ball. So I try to cinch the ball and play position for a ball that doesn't exist.
So what do you think of this venue?
I love this pool room. It's a gorgeous room. The food is great. The equipment is great. Atmosphere is great. And there's no smoking.
And the owner's great.
Oh, he's phenomenal.
I think many times, the pool room takes on the personality of the owner.
Right.
If you got a good owner, it's fun to play there.
You got to have an owner that loves pool, and he certainly does.
Oh, yeah, Mark's great.
I heard Mark is also a cue stick aficionado. He's got a nice collection. Yeah.
And you can see some of the memorabilia on the walls, at this pool room. It's like going back in time and seeing it.
Yeah, there are things I've never seen before on the walls. And there's a set of clay balls in the display window for sale for about $75. I'm tempted to buy that. That to this day I've never seen clay balls.
I actually played with clay balls at a bowling alley, when I first started playing pool.
Really?
They're heavier and they don't take the English. You can't throw the ball. You had to cut it. You could put the English on the cue ball would take, but you couldn't throw an object ball.
When did they basically disappear?
I think in the 60s, it happened. Irving Crane was upset for a while.
Was he? Well,
yeah, you play with something your whole life, and
suddenly you turn to plastic balls.
Yep.
Yeah. The cue ball, was it ever ivory?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to play with ivory cue
Because
ball.
Babe Cranfield told me he used to sleep with his cue ball. He used to put it under the pillow because during cold times he didn't want it to crack, from the cold. His wife used to make fun of him.
That makes sense, though. The ivory is a living, breathing thing, and it's very susceptible to climate. So you just put them on the back of the rack, and just going to leave them on the end rail here. And
now, my favorite one-pocket straight pool player, even though I was around Cranfield for 2-3 years, Irvin Crane was my favorite personally.
Oh, yeah.
I really loved how he carried himself around the table. And I think there's a YouTube video of him running
150 and out, and
Is
Joe
that the
Ball
one?
says
Yeah.
for the
Oh, my
U.S.
God.
Open.
He's an unbelievable guy. I can predict that the position is no good here.
Shane almost moved. One more ball he would have moved. He still would have left the bank. But
All right, let's see what his selection is gonna. Is he gonna get on the 4?
He's looking to see if the 9 goes. Yeah, he's going to get on the 4 ball, move to 11, and then work his way down and then back up table.
He needs a good angle on it. Then the 9 is next, right?
Yeah. No.
No.
Could be.
If it's not available, he's going to have to run
Shoot
into the 5.
11. You can shoot the 11 too. Get an angle and cut it in. He was actually thinking of getting on the 2 ball there. You know, if he could have gotten perfect on the 2, he would have shot that, but he's got to shoot the 4.
Oh, yeah, the 11 is available. Okay. Now that we got the right angle. 11
bumped the 6.
The 6 towards the 6, then the 12 next.
But it's kind of tough. I'd run into the 5 ball here.
Really? Okay. I think I'd just draw gently and get an angle on the 11 personally here. Oh, he's going for the 2.
Yeah, he was looking at that first. But you got to go cross table and play shapes. He was playing for the 9.
Yeah, well, guess what? He might have to go for the 3 here if it's available.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I would have shot the 4 where you had a little more control.
The theory here is that the reason he shot that is because if you're always behind the balls, you have so many options. But I think he was playing for one particular ball.
And we'll see how good he shoots jacked up.
Does he have that 9? He was playing for it, right?
Oh, yeah, he's got the 9.
So he's got it.
Just try to bump and get another shot.
That's great. That's a great shot. He doesn't like the angle, of course.
Yeah, you just got to hit the 5 the way you want to. You know, make sure you don't scratch in the corner.
If you think he can hit that 11 thin enough to nudge the 5, or?
Yeah, I think he can do that, but you know, it's a backward cut and you're losing a little control.
Or if he runs into the
15
bottom
into the 14 and try to make a combo or make the 15 off the 14 or something. I'd hit this with a draw, you know, so you could thin cut it.
Man, let me tell you, no matter what we say, the guy's going to do something
He hit the 2
to amaze, right?
Yeah, he hit the 4 ball and stayed back on this side of the table. So he contacted the 5 and the 4.
Right.
You know, the cue ball came back here. Didn't have to. But,
No, I know.
But he won't tell you he got lucky.
I mean, they're playing. They have a better feel for what's happening. It's really hard to predict.
Oh, yeah. So many times as a player, you know, it's just, you know.
Look at that. Nudge the 6.
Yeah, half a ball.
He doesn't care. He's going to play that combination if he doesn't play the 14. I personally would go for the 14 here.
You're right, it's tough, but you're not jacked up on the 14. This is a shot I had last night, and I hit it no English. I think you need a little bit of outside English on the shot.
On this shot?
He's hitting the inside going into the 6.
Yeah, he's going inside. I like outside too. He's going to play the combo next and run into the 15. The 6 will stay there.
3 went into the corner.
No doubt here. He'll play the combination and stop the cue ball with the 15 and play the 6 next.
He made it.
Oh, my God. I don't think that's what he wanted to do.
He tried to hit the 15,
right?
He did, but he hit the high side of it.
Yeah, the high side of it, yeah. Now, if he's got the angle, just
first and clear.
Right, exactly.
You kick the 15 from behind, and you just hit the 15 on your side of the table and go down table.
I would move the 15 towards my side and put the cue ball down table because he wants to keep the balls down table to be able to run balls. He can't be pushing them up table. Or he needs to prevent Alex from doing that too. He cannot let Alex pushing the balls up table. So
pretty good speed there.
Yeah.
He's not going to bank the 15 and try to go into the 13.
Nah.
That's like some Shane would do.
With a 7-ball lead here, he better not get careless.
He's clearing the 4-15.
Yep, he can do that. He's got the angle for it, run to the 13. Yeah, like that. But he left the bank if Shane wants it. Because he needs to go here, you know. He's got to go. He can't be
7-0. He's
right.
got to go.
He doesn't care. He's going to try and win the game. He made it. He hit it with inside English, huh? Ran into the 6. Beautiful. Beautiful.
You shoot the 1, get on the 13. Get back in the game.
Inside English, 2 rail, or draw the ball? I prefer the 2 rail.
If you can draw in front of the side and between the 2 and the side, you do it, but you're a lot safer with the inside English.
Yeah.
But again, it's a matter of those inches right here, whether you feel you can do it or not.
That's the stroke I feel comfortable with on that shot.
He's got a little bit of an angle to get on the 7.
Yeah. And then bank the 15. If he gets straight on the 7, he'd leave himself a straight back bank and stun the cue ball to shoot the 10 straight. He still has it. He needs to roll that ball with low left.
No, he's going to draw behind him.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Shane VanBoening.
Yeah, he does things, magical things, absolutely. The way I would have played it is obviously the way I said it.
It looked a little straighter. You know, our vantage point, you know, we're on a monitor and it's hard to see the angle exactly. If we, you know,
miss.
That's bad.
See, that's why I like the bank, the option that I was talking about. You keep the cue ball up table. You're banking, you playing the straight back bank, not leaving the bank. Here's left the bank. But, I mean, he was the absolute favorite to make that ball. We didn't put a bet on it. I didn't go half with you.
We saved our money, that thing.
We saved our money. We're just, non-betting railbirds.
He's might be able to stiffen this up past the side pocket and shorten it up.
Yeah, that definitely something I noticed is the how the angle lengthens when you back. It's new cloth, right?
Yeah, it really opens up wide for some reason. One ball is out of play now. And he's got nothing. He's got nothing. If he comes anywhere near his hole, I'll be super surprised. Yeah, just play safe. Just edge of the ball.
But he did the right thing now, because he needs to have only 1 ball in play, because that's all he needs.
So a bank shot coming up.
He's going to bank this ball for sure. Titty. Oh, excuse me, corner.
How many times have you seen that? Guys banking that ball.
And hit the corner of the pocket, of course. That bank, I watched the banking tape by Brumback. He hits that particular bank that Shane hit with top English, nothing else. And ever since I saw that, that's the only way I would hit that ball. And amazing results with it.
Yeah, it's so hard to make the hit with English, exactly the way you want to.
Right.
The only time you would use English if you wanted to beat a kiss or something.
Exactly. Well, sometimes you want to get a full hit on the ball and alter the angle with English in one pocket. That's important. So you'd use English.
Three rails?
Not in the open like that. Can't play three rails and not risk leaving the guy something. You know what I'm saying? Nah, he needed to. What he needed to do is take that ball out of play and then worry later on about making those two balls up there to spot him back down table, put him back in play. That was his number one. His direct move was to get that ball out of play and then at subsequent innings make them balls in the upper corner balls and bring them back down table to the spot.
Yeah, it was 3-1 Alex. Could easily have been 3-1 Shane.
Oh yeah, he had opportunities last two games.
The corner ball might have came out too far. They could spin it in.
I have no doubt that Alex is the best one pocket player right now in the world. It's
better than Scott Frost?
Yes, in my opinion, yes. And the reason being, I love Scott's game. He's super aggressive, but I don't know how he's playing right now. But, look, they played that match, the $25,000 match. It took 104 games for Alex to come out winner, 8 games ahead, right? So it's so close, but it's a matter of opinion at that point. Scott plays super aggressive, but I feel Alex controls the table better and runs 8 and out more consistent.
Yeah, he's a better run-out player, different style of run-out.
Right, different. But, I mean, be honest with you, I was betting on Scott when that match happened. And I might still bet on him if I get the right
odds.
Yeah. Can't take anything away from the guy. He plays phenomenal pool.
Shane went a little too far. He's looking at the billiard off the one. Again, he's in aggressive run-out mode.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to get safe there, so you should have thought about it a little bit.
Yeah. I'd love to see what Alex does here. If he makes the ball spins off the bottom of the pack, the cue ball might drift towards.
He feels, the kill coming. He needs to do something right here. I think you just run into the 11. If you run into the rack with slow speed, you might slide over for the 7
slide over
ball.
For the 7-5, exactly.
Because
anytime
you're going with an angle into these balls, you're not coming straight in.
No, exactly.
You're coming at an angle. He went rail first, and
he got the 2.
And that's what you should be thinking on shots. Like in straight pool, if you get a shot like that and you're running into balls, you got to think, if I miss the balls, where am I going to be? And you don't hit it with speed to end up on the end rail.
Right.
If you miss everything.
So he's got the 10 after the 2, or he's got the bank on the 7. The other thing he can do, and I like that a lot, I would make the 2, come off the bottom rail a bit, and bank the 7 into the pack, leave the cue ball behind the 5. That's my favorite shot.
Oh, he thinks he can run all the balls here.
He can. He might be able to.
You know,
He's Alex.
If he gets the good angle on the 10 ball and where he can break out that cluster of 4.
Or if he gets the right angle on the 10, he can go for the 7-5 after that.
Shooting the 10 right now.
Oh, my God. Look at him, man.
And then that was
amazing.
It's a game-winning shot there, you know. He opened up everything.
That's why he's amazing. He went for the tougher shot because he saw
the reward.
Yeah, he saw the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, that's what I told you about. He starts smelling the kill. You know, he's a lion. You know, and
that's why he's a lion, right?
right?
Now I know why they call him the lion.
The first time I saw Alex, he came to this country, it was 1995. He was in Chicago. I played him 500 a set. I beat him for 1,000. He was crying.
Playing what?
Playing 9-ball.
Really? Wow.
But the next year he was like world champion, I think. And he says, I've been dreaming about the 9-ball. He hung up the 9 for all the money. And in the pocket, he goes, I was dreaming about that 9-ball for the last year. I go, I can't beat you. You're world champion. I go, I'll give you one chance. I'll play you one set for the 1,000 that I'm up. And I got him 10 to 9, going 11. And I missed the 8-ball, and he ran the set out.
Oh, my God.
So I couldn't do anything because I knew I was in a bad game. But I figured first time he's playing on the table.
Let me tell you, this run out right here was just amazing. Seriously. I mean, I was thinking about how to duck or how to open them balls up, and he just shot the tougher shot that opened up the balls anyways.
Yeah, so many times you do that. You do that in straight pool a lot, actually.
Look at that. He's not done yet.
He can run them all.
You're right. He shot it as if he was playing a straight pool game. So I learned something from this today. Is that if you saw...
He's putting on a little exhibition here, finishing the rack. Watch him draw
hit
for
and stop
position.
And then back. Oh, he was going for it.
He was drawing for position on the 15. Little Alex. What a great player. Now I need the 5, 7, and 9 in the break, you know, some.
So the next match would be at 2, and that would be Brandon Schuff and Corey Duell.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Oh, yeah, I am, too.
Are we signing off?
All right, guys.
Signing off from CSI. Thanks to Mark Griffin and everybody involved, all the sponsors.